Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music. We're going to talk about how you can play a song called Can't Get Enough by Becky G. And we end up cabling this on 5th fret to kind of match the recording. We'll walk through a couple things in root position. And we start off with this cool little intro progression that kind of becomes our chorus on an F major chord. We'll talk about some really easy ways to play that. But normally you do this as a 1st fret bar, 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, it sounds an F major chord and it sounds really, really happy. Now if you're just starting out, a good substitute for that could be F major 7, where you can do 1st finger on the B 1st fret, the 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, the 3rd finger on the D string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7 chord and it sounds really, really happy. Now randomly, another possibility could be an F major 13, where you could do 1st finger on the G 2nd, 2nd finger on the D 3rd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. So you actually kind of dig on that voicing for the, so you may kind of dig on that voicing for the F. And then from the F we'd be going to an A minor chord. And normally you do this 1st finger on the B 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the G 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord and it sounds really, really sad. Now around A minors in general though, it can be cool to lift the 1st finger, make that an A sus2, or you can add in the pinky on the B string 3rd for an A suspended chord, kind of say some things around that chord. Or you could lift off the 3rd finger and make it an A minor 7, or add in the pinky on the high E 3rd for an A minor 7. Or you might dig on an A 7 sus by doing 1st finger on the D 2nd, 2nd finger on the G 2nd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, kind of working that for your A. And then from the A minor, we'd be going to a G major chord. Normally you do this 1st finger on the A 2nd, 2nd finger on the Louis 3rd, and 3rd finger on the high E 3rd. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also dig on putting 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, kind of working that for the G major. And through the tune, there's a couple different strumming options you may want to play around with. There are definitely spots where you could just do kind of big downs on the chords F, A minor, especially on our bridge part, the G. Or if you want to add some strumming to that, you may want to think about doing kind of an 8 down count, kind of F2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, A minor, G. Or if that seems incredibly fast, you could do just kind of a 4 down count, F, A minor, doing downs and kind of muting it a little bit with where I am. Or you could use a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the F major 7 and just tried that a lot. You got down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through that intro progression. You have the F, A minor, kind of get a 16th note strum pattern to work in this song. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot of the beat, right now we're dividing things into 2 parts with our down, down, up, up, down, up. So kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. What I mean by that is if you take the F and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Then on the third beat, you do it up on 2, down on 3. So kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you go down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, 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 which would be very fast for the tune. But if we just try that through that progression, we have F, A minor, incredibly fast. It's definitely something to practice there. A minor, G, verse part. And our main verse kind of works around this lick where you can play 3rd fret on the A string, open G, 3rd fret on the A, and then open G. So you may want to kind of play around with just those 2 notes. C, G, C, 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 G, C, G, C, 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 G, 3, O, 3, 3, 3, O. Or you could back that up with a C major chord. I normally do this 1st finger on the B 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the A 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord and it sounds really happy. You may also dig on lifting off the 1st finger, making it a C major 7. Or adding in the pinky on the B 3rd for a C major 9 and kind of say some stuff around those chords. Or another way to play C major 9, we'll be doing 1st finger on the D 2nd, 2nd finger on the A 3rd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. Kind of working that for the C major. So we kind of dig on just working it through that C major chord. And we do the C quite a bit actually, where you may want to kind of work the lick for the C. And then eventually at the end of the verse you'll kind of hear that main intro progression kind of come back. F, A minor, G, which then kind of gets turned into our chorus. And then we'll basically be repeating those parts until we get to our bridge. And our bridge is almost like a stop time. You could start with just big F, big A minor, and a big G chord. And then you hear a really quick E minor chord that kind of helps lead into the F, where you can do 1st finger on the A 2nd, 2nd finger on the D 2nd. And if you strum all those together, it sounds an E minor chord and sounds really sad. You may also dig on adding in the 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, and add an E minor 7. And that might even make it a little bit easier to work that E minor to the F major 13 if you're working that voicing. A minor, G, G. You could do downs through that part, or you could kind of half that if you wanted to fill the time on the bridge. On that G, E minor, you could do kind of a down, down, up, and then save the last down up for the E minor. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you could do the G, the down, 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 up, down, and then hit the E minor with the down. So kind of through that part, you have F, A minor, G, G down, down, up, E minor, F, A minor, G, or G. Or you're digging on the 16th, F, A minor, part is to play on with Becky G. Instead of starting on an F chord, she's starting on a B flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo. If you put the capo on 5th fret, then now your F is really a B flat major, and your A minor is really a D minor, and your G is really a C major chord, and the C major is really an F major chord, and the E minor is really an A minor chord. But to take it from the very beginning, you can kind of work that intro any of those ways we talked about. You go to the F with the downs, or the down, down, up, down, up. G, G, or if you're digging on the 16th, then we'll be going into our verse idea. You may want to kind of work that around that lick, kind of 3-0, 3-3, 3-0, 3-0, 3-3, 3-0. Or you can kind of fill in that time with the C major chord. Or you can add and subtract notes around that chord. Or you may dig on the 16th idea. And at the very end, we kind of end up back on our F, A minor, G. Kind of hear that start to creep in. You can really work any of those ways to kind of F, A minor, G, or the down, down, up, down, up, G, or the 16th then we'll be going into our next verse. Now one other thing I think about adding to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, at the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the C you'd have the A for the bass, on the F major setting, you have the D for the bass. On the F bar, you'd have low E for the bass. On the A minor, you have the A for the bass. On the G, you'd have low E for the bass. And on the E minor, we have the low E for the bass. So we try that next verse with the bass down, up, down, up. You have the C, C, idea. You could work it as a bass, down, down, up, down, up, or bass, bass, down, up, down, up, or bass, bass, down, up, bass, down. So we tried the verse that way. C. Into our next chorus part. You can work that either of those ways. Actually, kind of the F bass down, up, down, Or if you're digging on the 16th idea. Into our bridge part, and you could work that as just kind of big downs. The F, A minor, G, G, E minor, or you could kind of fill in that time with a down, down, up, down. So you want to kind of kill the strings before you come in on that last chorus. Or if you know the licks around these chords, you know, feel free to take this lesson and kind of run with it any way you want to. It can always be kind of cool to kind of see what you want to say with the song too. Lots of ways you can kind of mix up. Adding and subtracting notes to chords can be cool. Actually, I want to play a big C at the very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Can't Get Enough by Becky G. So, good luck.